If you have a person you want to get closer to, whether it's romantically, a potential partner, or just friendship wise, a potential best friend, who knows, you might just be in the mud. Because oftentimes, when we find ourselves in such situations, we tend to have such a negative energy, which is being needy. That's all. Now, I'm not very much into energies and understanding how the energies of the universe communicate and stuff like that. But I can just tell that when you so deeply crave connection and when you crave something, and especially on the social domain, when you crave a connection with someone, you end up being repelling. You want to attract them, but what happens is exactly the opposite. You are extremely repelling. And there are no quick tips and, pieces of advice that you could employ regarding your behavior that would change this. You see videos online and advice saying that you must be like this, you must be a good listener, you must take care in their interests, and all those tips and tricks that are good, but they can't do you any good actually. Because when you are so needy, your thoughts, your micro expressions, all those subtle details about you, people pick up on that. It's impossible to hide, it's impossible to fake. If you are needy, you will look like you're needy. You will give this impression to people, and you won't even notice it. You might be doing everything to perfection on paper, but you won't get the results you want. Because the only person that's able to get closer to that certain person you visualize is the version of you that is truly authentically matching that person. Now, let's say you somehow manage to implement all those tips and tricks to perfection. My advice is all crap, and you manage to attract a certain person you visualize. How long is that friendship or relationship going to last? Because you acted inauthentically. You didn't show your real self, because your real self is not needy. Neediness is a sign of insecurity. Your real and authentic self is completely secure. It's the definition of security. You are like that by default. You don't need anything else. So you stepped into this persona that managed to attract that other person. But will you actually be fulfilled? You get the dopamine of the win of, yeah, I managed to do it finally. But is that really an advantage to your life? Or was that just a meaningless pursuit? So you see, the only right way of approaching situations, social situations and connections, is by being yourself first, by being grounded into who you are. By not hiding yourself and your maybe weird passions that are not necessarily socially acceptable and cool, but that's you, right? And then when it comes to your energy, to your general vibe, you can't have these thoughts of, yeah, I really hope they like me, I really, really hope I seem cool and, they look up to me and stuff like that. Because your authentic self doesn't have thoughts like these. Your authentic self just is there, living life, being themselves. Thoughts like these are direct signs of inauthenticity. And the thoughts like these, they are the thing that make you seem so creepy and needy and repelling. The only way to be magnetic and confident and charismatic is to be yourself, truly, without any filters, without any conditions. Now, of course, there is social regulation, there are circumstances in which it's not appropriate to behave in a certain way, but we're not talking about those extreme scenarios. We're just talking about basic, normal, day-to-day scenarios where you should be able to be yourself, and so often you're not.